creative industries, did you happen to see that piece about Zakir Khan talking about Bollywood getting jealous of Dhurandhar?
From software engineering, and I love how the field has grown over the years. And the part was it from my side.
I've spotted a small issue in the initialization of your right pointer. You have len target 1, but target is an integer. It should be len numbers 1.
Hi everyone. So nowadays we are thinking that AI can solve any problem because it has managed to solve some problems that people thought a different set of technologies will solve. For example, protein folding. And believe it or not, hiring is one such problem that people want to solve very desperately. And as a result, AI is approaching this problem with respect to recruiters' lens. As a result, the hiring process is getting even more frustrating for the candidates. Well, what can they do about it? Capitalism. Well, the least what you can do is that you can prepare yourself for that new normal. And we are building MockVerse to help you in this. So you can practice on MockVerse not just for your final human interviews, but also to take battle with these AI agents. And for this particular video, I'm going head to head with one of the MockVerse DSA agent, just to show you how it feels like to give interviews on MockVerse and how fun it is. So let's get started without the further delay. Okay, so you should go to start practice interview and select domain of your choice. I'm gonna go with software engineering. I will try to give this interview of my friend. So I will try to give this DSA one for now. So I'm going to start the interview. These are the instruction and how the feedback gonna work. Then next, test your microphone, test your camera. Once those are done, we are ready to start the interview. Let's start the interview now. Okay.
Hi there, my name is Yash Porwal. I'm from 2022 batch of IIT BHU. Currently, I'm working as software engineer too at Postman. I am very passionate about solving real-world problems with the technology, and apart from these, I love to travel. Having said that, may I know a little bit about yourself?
Hey Yash, I myself also Yash, and by the way, I'm also from 22 batch of IIT BHU, and lately I've been into machine learning, but I started out from software engineering, and I love how the field has grown over the years. And apart from these technical stuff, I write, produce music under Muntazir's stage name. So that's a little bit about myself.
Oh, nice to meet another Yash from the 22 batch. That's a cool coincidence. It's interesting how many of us started in software engineering and then found our way into other fascinating areas like machine learning. And producing music, that's pretty incredible. I've always admired people who can create. What kind of music do you usually produce?
Mainly I produce R&B, a little bit of the hip hop, and yeah, those are my genres which I know how to create in. Although I try to have other genres also, but for this particular interview I'll stick with R&B.
R&B and hip-hop, that's a cool mix. I've always had a soft spot for artists who blend genres. It makes for such a unique sound. Do you ever perform your music live, or is it more of a studio thing for you?
Yeah, for me it's like a more studio thing. I don't get a lot of chance to perform live, so I just write music, and whenever I get time I try to release a production ready music out there.
That's understandable. Getting something to production ready is a massive accomplishment in itself, even without the live performances. I've always thought the behind the scenes creation is where the real magic happens anyway. Speaking of creative industries, did you happen to see that piece about Zakir Khan talking about Bollywood getting jealous of Dhurandhar? It just made me think about the different ways artists and creators navigate the industry.
Yeah, actually I am not following that Dhurandhar buzz right now, but I know that a lot of controversies are around there.
It does feel like there's always something buzzing in the creative world, controversies or not, quite a different landscape from tech, isn't it? I'd actually love to dig into that more, but we should probably get started with the actual interview before we run out of time.
Sure, definitely.
Hi, in this round, you'll have to solve the problem presented. Please explain your approach and thinking process. Your question is displayed on the left. If you want me to explain the question, or if you have any doubts before we start, just ask.
Okay, I think I got an initial approach straightforward. So how we can, but no, I think I should probably ask some clarifying questions first because I'm confused with one thing. So there's one question of mine that what if we are not getting any two numbers in this array who are not summing up to the target? That is the one, and second one is that the minimum length of the array, so would it be always 2 or it can be less than 2? So these are the clarifying questions. Can you answer me that?
Those are good questions. For your first question, you can assume that there will always be exactly one valid solution. For your second question, the problem statement mentions two numbers, so you can assume the input array numbers will always have at least two elements.
Got it. So I think with that, a very brute force approach that I can think of will be we can traverse this array 2 times and we can have every possible sum, and then we can match that whether if it is the sum is equals to target, we can return the indices, just adding 1 into that, since problem statement states that the array is 1 indexed. So we can do that. That will be a brute force solution.
Okay, that's a good start. Traversing the array 2 times to check every possible pair would definitely find the solution. Can you tell me what the time complexity of that brute force approach would be?
Yeah, definitely. I think that will be big of n square quadratic, since we are traversing the array 2 times, and space complexity will be constant since we are not storing anything.
You're right about the time and space complexity. On squared for time and O1 for space. Now, considering the array is sorted, how can we leverage that property to find a more efficient solution than on squared?
Yeah, I think let me think for a while. I just give me a few seconds. Let me collect my thoughts.
Take your time, no rush.
Okay, I think I got one solution how we can do it. Since this array is sorted, we can definitely utilize that. So my approach is that we can have 2 pointers, one at the left of the array and one at the right of the array. Now we can have a current sum variable. So whenever the current sum is equals to target, we can return the indices by adding 1 to them. And if current sum is greater than target, that means we need to reduce the sum. So what we can do, we can decrement the right pointer in that case. And if the current sum is less than target, we want to increase the sum. So that means we can increment the left pointer. And with this, we will be having a solution at the end of the loop.
That's a very clear explanation of the two-pointer approach. It sounds like a solid plan to leverage the sorted nature of the array. What would be the time and space complexity of this two-pointer approach?
Since we are iterating in the array for the single time, so that means it will be linear big O of n, and since we are not storing anything, it will be the space complexity will be constant big O of 1.
Excellent. That's a significant improvement over the brute force on squared approach. Your approach seems sound. You can go ahead and implement it.
Okay, all right. Okay, so I'm explaining the code also. Meanwhile, yeah. So what I can do right now is now I can return this array like left comma right in the format of a tuple maybe, because that's yeah, I can do that. So the thing what I did is like I took a numbers array and a target, and I provided this and this in a helper function. I initialized my variables left pointer, right pointer, left being 0 and right being the last element. So length of target -1, we will be at the last element, and we are taking the current sum, from the first element of the array, then this right element of the array. Oh, let me fix this left and right. I mentioned it L and R. Let me see where I don't think so. I have messed it up anyway. So, like I said, that if current sum is equals to target, we can return the indices by left and right. Otherwise, if we are, and since you mentioned that for sure we will be receiving one valid solution out of this, so we don't have to worry about the edge case. We can, okay, so I think I can remove this last statement also, since we will be having one valid solution. And I think, yeah, this is it from my side.
Thanks for walking me through your code. It's well structured and follows your described approach. I've spotted a small issue in the initialization of your right pointer. You have len target 1, but target is an integer. It should be lane numbers 1. Could you please correct that?
Okay, yeah, sure. So I think by mistake I did that, but let me put it out this way. Yeah, I think now it's looking fine to me.
Great catch. That adjustment makes the right pointer initialization correct. The code now accurately reflects your two-pointer approach. You've already discussed the time and space complexity, which is excellent. Can you quickly restate them for me, and then how would you test this solution with different inputs? Are there any specific test cases you'd want to consider?
Yeah, so as like I said, time complexity will be linear big of n, and since there's only one loop there, and space complexity will be constant since we are not storing elements somewhere. And regarding the testing of this array, I would definitely try it on edge cases, would have tried it on edge cases if there were, but the length of numbers will be less than 2. In that case, I could have tried it, or we are not getting any two elements for which sum is not equals to target, but since those are not the cases, we can't test for that. But so yeah, I think these are happy world cases now, so I think we can take any two numbers and some any random two elements out of it, and we can have that as target, and we can test this code.
What a great interview session. Please share your thoughts about MockVerse and how I performed as your interviewer. I hope I provided valuable insights for your preparation.
So guys, I am skipping the feedback, but it's not for you. You should definitely give us feedback. How did you like the interviewer? Did you like the question? Do you have any feedback on the interview, the way they structured this interview, the way they asked questions, or anything that you would like to share about the interviewer? And similarly, that's the very important thing. If you want to help us, just give any feedback you got for MockVerse, your experience, anything, the technical flaw you noticed, or maybe any other thing you noticed, or any suggestion of yours to make this thing a better product. We will be very happy to implement all of your suggestions here. So let's see the feedback, how it goes. Okay, so it has given me a pretty strong feedback. Yeah, so I laid down my strengths, proactively asking clarifying questions about attempting to solve. Okay, successfully identified a brute force solution. Okay, that's very good. Independently derived an optimal two-pointer solution. That was the solution for this question, and it is referencing the transcripts from the interview that where I mentioned these. Then improvement. Okay, so the only mistake I did was that I considered target, so maybe my attention to detail got involved in this. Then communication and articulation. Okay, so particularly explaining a technical, so it's telling me that I had a strong communication skills and articulation skills. Okay, all right. Then problem solving and clarification. Okay, thinking and problem solving, that's also good. Rules, because it displayed strong rules, because okay. And then it has suggested me a few goals, as like I said, that attention to detail got since this is an AI, this will definitely do that thing. A human won't be doing it, but AI will. So, and I can get a free interview report also through this. Yeah, I really want to have this thing handy with me, so I will have it. Okay, so yeah guys, this was for
Thanks a lot guys for watching this video till the end. Although here's one confession that I want to make, that that DSA problem was a relatively very easy one, and I have practiced it multiple times, but even then I made one mistake, and MockVerse pointed it out. Amazing, right? Just try it out on your own, and if you are trying it for the first time, you will be blown away. So just try it out and let us know how your experience was.